Any of people I know don't try to class out. Maybe that's really hotel level. I think every stage that I was in, I always had this question of like, I was obedient, now what? Sometimes we think that when we are obedient, like it's just going to fall into place, like everything's going to be perfect and everything is just like, I'm going to be riding on horses in the fields. I don't know. But of course, that's not how life is, and you're still going to face opposition. And it doesn't mean that that's not where you are called. It's just like there's still more because there's still more growing that needs to be done in me. In this series, I'm going to be talking about my journey because I know what it feels like to kind of be confused, to know that I have taken a step that God wants me to take, but still not everything is perfectly perfect. So then, now what? That question, which I've asked so many times, it's now up to us to be open to what He's going to say that we should do next. I can't even make a full bottle. So, I'm going to be starting this story of mine of how I got into Savannah College of Art and Design and just like being an international student in SCAD. So, while I'm doing this, I'm going to be coloring because it's just nice. I love this is my coloring Bible. It's like I got it as a gift and it has been my companion when I'm bored. I wish I did it more though because it's actually very calming, but sometimes I forget that it's a coloring Bible. You know when you have something and you get used to it? That's me. So right now, when I was trying to film this video before, you can see like I've colored a little bit in. But thankfully I did not color everything. But yeah, I was trying to find where to color and this came up and I was just like, this is so timely. Ezekiel 36 verse 26. It's I'll give you a new heart and I'll put a new spirit in you. It's like the point of this video. Anyway, I found out about SCAD when I was in Queen's College in SS2. For people that don't know what SS2 is, SS2 is like I never know the equivalent of the American grade system. But yeah, I found out about SCAD because my friend went to this Education USA conference and I wasn't taken to the conference. I'm still very pained about it. I wasn't taken to the conference because like they felt only the smartest people. Like I wasn't smart. I was smart, but not as smart as they think somebody that needs to go to the US should be. Yeah. I saw SCAD's pamphlet and it was like the most beautiful pamphlet among all of them because it had like this artwork in front of it. After I saw it, I was like, I want to go to this school. Like it just like kind of like what Ezekiel was saying, like I will give you a new heart and I'll put a new spirit in you. Like a new kind of zeal just came out. Like I want to go to this school. I don't care. Yeah, I do not care. I just want to go. Some people were like, "Girl, what do you mean you want to go to this school? Have you seen how expensive it is? You know, all of that." I was like, I just said that I do not care and I'm going to go. So that's where the journey really started. It was really interesting when the journey started. Like I was in a boarding school, I didn't have phone, I didn't have anything. I would go to like teachers and ask them to like Google on their phone what the school was, search different things, because like that was the only thing I could do. Like, how do I do SAT? And I think that's kind of like a hindrance for me because I'm the first daughter, so a lot of things, like a lot of the processes, we didn't really know. I remember I would go to the library and there are some SAT books there, but they were really, really old SAT books. Like, I don't even know how old they were. So obviously they were kind of out of date. I would use it because that's all I had. So there's that like lack of knowledge of the process that kind of had like some delay. But I think the delay was needed for me to just grow as a person. Leaning into God's timing instead of trying to do it everything myself, because I really did try out. I remember thinking like, oh, I'm going to do everything by myself. I'm going to get a scholarship. Like, and then whenever I come back, like everybody will see the testimony of all the things that I have pushed through, which is like some kind of pride. I think we all agree. Like trying to be independent and trying to do things by yourself without the help of others is some kind of pride. Because at the end of the day, you need help, even if it's God's help. I also had like a lot of pushback from some adults that felt like they were helping me. They were like, "Oh, you want to go to SCAD? Like, hello, that's so far fetched. Why would you want to do that? You should, sit down and do something that is like within your reach or whatever." Which like that time I was angry, but now I'm like, they just didn't know. Like I get it, why you would say that, even though they didn't know me, because most of the adults that said they weren't, like my parents were not one of those people. They were just like, yeah, if you can go for it, go for it. But there's these random adults, which is just funny. So there was that, and then finally I did SAT, and I was able to get in after like a gap year because, like I said, like lack of knowledge, like the process, like there was a lot of delay with it because I didn't understand certain things I needed to do. For example, I didn't know that because of how Nigerian system is, of like you have to write the exam first before you start going into the school application process. I didn't know that I could start my application process even before writing SAT. So I was waiting until I had studied for my SAT, written the exam, gotten the results back before I was like, okay, now I can start applying, which that's not how it works. So I had like a gap year in between because we had to, of course, I had to study for it. I had to graduate from high school. I had to raise SAT money, like all of that, wait for the next exam dates that's happening in Nigeria, all of that. But yeah, so when I was finally done with that, COVID hit, and I was finally able to get into the school. I got a scholarship, which I I was a little bit disappointed I didn't get a full scholarship, but I think God definitely used that. Not even I think, I know that God definitely used that for His own glory. Because if I got a full scholarship, it would have been like the same thing of like, oh yeah, see what I did, stuff like that. Because yeah, I was able to get a substantial amount, and then I was doing online. It was a whole struggle too of like time difference. Time difference was crazy. There was time difference too, and we'd be having classes like at midnight because of time difference. Like no supplies for my art classes, like for my foundation classes, because every major had to like do a foundation class, which is like a foundation drawing class. Like everybody has to go through a drawing class. So all of these like drawing materials, I couldn't find some of them, or they were just really expensive. So yeah. But then it was finally time for me, like, to go into the next year. And I remember thinking, like, so this is how I was going to be. Like, I'm just going to be online. Like, am I ever going to see the campus physically? I had watched so many YouTube videos about SCAD campus or like SCAD dorms and everything. So I knew In fact, I could tell you the map of SCAD because I had checked everything. But I was like, wow, so now I'm not going to be able to go there. But then I remember going for this retreat thing one time with my family. Not like a retreat thing, like a retreat for us. Because my dad was working somewhere. So we went there, and I remember the place, the room looking like a SCAD dorm layout. I was like, oh, this looks like a SCAD dorm layout. And it's really nice. And I kept saying that. I felt the Holy Spirit telling me, like, oh, now is the time for you to start doing your application to go to the United States. I'm like, go where? Like, this was already the break was almost over. Like, it was almost time for me to start my second year. I'm like, go where? Like, how am I supposed to get that in time? But it was crazy how quickly it started to happen. Like, immediately I was like, okay, you know what? I might as well try. I didn't even have like a really good laptop, so I was using my phone to do it. And I reached out to my advisor, and they were like, okay, yeah, so we'll get you the documents and then tell them that your school's about to start so that maybe they can give you an expedited appointment date. And I'm just like, okay, sure. After that, I'm doing this appointment. I remember getting on the phone with them at some point, like the embassy, which I don't know how I did that. Like, I was really determined. But I don't think it was me, to be honest. I think it was just God's favor, because it was already time for it, clearly. Because he had told me that it was time for it. So then I got the appointment like a day or two after I had finished submitting everything. So it was like such a shock to everybody. And then after I got the appointment, I was able to go to the visa office, and it ended up being really smooth because, like, of course, God's hand was on it. I remember, like, after that, because my travel date was also 2 days after my appointment, so I really did not have any time. After that, some people found out that I was going, and they're like, you didn't even tell us that you were going, so you were hiding this. I'm like, I did not even know that I was going. Then I finally got to SCAD. I don't know how we're able to raise money for the flight, but I finally made my way onto campus. But of course, like every great story, this is just the beginning, because there was still a lot that God had to work in me, and that's just how life is. Like, we keep going through trials, and it's always going to make us stronger afterwards. And that's definitely what this SCAD journey was for me. There was so much that happened that I need to talk to you guys about. So yeah, there's going to be a part 2 of this video. And thank you for coming to my channel. I'm glad that I'm back. Finally, God had to like drag me kicking and screaming, but I'm here. And I think I'm going to be posting like twice a month. I'm saying this so that I can be held accountable. Yeah, because I saw people, like, somebody sent me a message, which I'm so grateful. Somebody was like, oh, when are you coming back to do your video? But that was when I was in the trenches of school, like, and life. So I told her thank you, but I didn't know when I was going to come back. But now I'm back. So I'm saying it here. I'm going to be posting twice a month because I really don't want to overwork myself. I'd rather bring out good quality videos than, try to pump out videos every week. So I'm going to be doing twice a month, and I'm hoping you guys will hold me accountable, because I tend to run away sometimes when things are not perfect. It's a problem. God is working on me. It's a journey. So yeah,